Cool. Yeah, this is so weird.
All right, we're going live now. Appreciate it, Tanner. Let's go to Ryan Burns for the first question.
Hey, Tanner, the first thing I want to ask you isn't really about the Big Ten. It's about three guys that are probably going to have bigger roles for you as pass catchers this fall, and Brevin Spanford, Daniel Jackson, Doug Emlin. You've seen them a lot this summer, and presumably you're going to be counting a lot on them when you get out onto the field next. So what makes those three guys special?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going to have a lot of guys that are going to have a bigger role now offensively. And those three guys have really improved this summer. They've shown a lot. Brevin has worked his tail off, and, I mean, he's 6'8", can jump out of the gym, can make acrobatic catches. Like, he's a ball player. And it's really nice to have a target like that. Daniel and Doug have done an elite job of coming in here and just learning, finding ways to get creative and know the system, find ways to get open. They have a lot of talent. They're going to be really special, and they show up to work every day, row, and just get a lot better. But those guys are going to be able to be in a position to provide for us, and a lot of other guys as well. You know, Demetrius Douglas, Chris Hotman-Bell, obviously we know about them. Mike Brown-Stevens, Brock Annexted, Clay Gear. You got a lot of guys that are going to be able to play really good football for us, and we're really excited to see them get more opportunities.
All right, thank you, Tanner. Let's go to Meg Ryan with the Star Tribune.
Hi, Tanner. How are you?
I'm elite. How are you, Meg? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Hey, I was thinking about your family. I know you guys had a scary summer, so I hope everyone's doing well. Your dad and your mom and all them.
Yeah, thank you, Meg. Appreciate that.
Okay, no problem. You know, I was actually kind of curious. I know that ever since the Big Ten decision came down to cancel the season, there's been, you know, a lot of players and parents that have been speaking out about wanting to get the season reinstated. I know Justin Fields even started a petition, and a couple of parents have been sending letters to the schools, to the Big Ten, about, you know, wanting some more transparency around that. So my question for you would be, number one, what did you think of the Big Ten's decision to cancel the season? And also, what do you think about some of the players and parents around the conference that are kind of speaking out against that decision?
Yeah, I think honestly my first reaction, and Coach talked about this the other day with our guys. I mean, obviously I was a little sad because I wanted to play football. It's what I love to do. It's what I've done since I was 6 years old. You know, football in the fall. That's just what I've been accustomed to. And there's been a lot of things in my life that haven't been, you know, very certainties in the past couple of months. But, you know, obviously, like, I was a little sad because I wanted to play football. But at the end of the day, you know, Coach did a great job of, you know, being able to talk about that. But I knew Kevin Warren, Mark Coyle, President Gable, you know, everybody involved from our side at the University of Minnesota in the Big Ten. They did what was right, what they thought was right for player health and safety and staff health and safety. You know, at the end of the day, like, football, we wouldn't be here if we didn't love to play football. We wouldn't be in the Big Ten in a prestigious conference. But the Big Ten did what they thought what was best for player health and safety, and I commend them for being, you know, the conference that actually put, you know, they put player health and safety first. Like they've said all along, it's always been about player health and safety, making sure that we can do this, and we put, obviously there was a lot of protocols in place that we followed and did everything the right way. But I know this, now we just have to worry about now how we're going to get better tomorrow. At practice and film room, and obviously our shorter schedule, not in training camp anymore. But, you know, we just have to worry about now, respond to what the future may hold, come whatever. But we're worried about today, we're worried about now, and just find a way to change our best tomorrow.
All right, let's go to Andy Greeter, Pioneer Press.
Hey, Tanner.
Hi, Andy. Good to see you.
You too. As with Megan, I give my best to your dad as he's going through what he's doing. So
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, to the whole Morgan family. When Rashad is making his decision, are you providing any feedback to him? And then secondly, as you have draft stock as well, have you put any thoughts into your future?
I mean, when I talked to Bate about it, he let me know kind of a little bit before that he was thinking about it, and it's something that was on his mind, and, you know, very transparent in that. And he made the decision that he thought was best for his family and for himself. And obviously we're going to miss him, and he's going to go do great things in the NFL, and he's going to be a very high draft pick. He's going to play for a lot of years. I'm blessed to be able to have the, 2 years that I had with him, and to be his teammate. He's a phenomenal person, and he's going to do elite things in his life. And I think personally, no, Andy, honestly, that's not something I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about today, tomorrow, when we practice, and I can't really think that far down the line with all that different other stuff, because I'm fully 100% committed to being the best player and quarterback for the University of Minnesota that I can be. And if I worry about that stuff, then I can't fully commit to that. And I need to worry about now and just really worry about and focus on the process of everything involved with that.
Thanks, Tanner.
All right, let's go to Chip Scoggins, Star Tribune.
Hey, Tanner.
Hey, Chip, good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Hey, knowing the physical grind and also the mental grind of going through the season, what is your thoughts on potentially having to play 2 seasons in 1 calendar year?
I mean, it's more football, right? There's obviously a lot of logistics and stuff that they have to figure out, and that's way above me. I don't really know what goes into those decisions, but I know that when they make those decisions, they will have player health and safety at the forefront of it, just like they have this entire time, this entire process, through everything, through the individual Big Ten schools and through the Big Ten as a whole, as a conference. But obviously that's something that could come up, and if it does, then I know that Coach Fleck's going to have an elite plan for us to be able to recover and rest and be at our best, because that's what he does. So if that was the case, then Coach is going to have an elite plan for us to be able to recover, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, let's go to Dave Campbell with the Associated Press. Dave, when you're ready.
Hey, Tanner, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, of course, Dave.
Yeah, so I'm just curious about let's call it momentum coming off of last season. A lot of guys back. From the outside, a lot of people saw the Gophers as one of the teams maybe standing to lose as much as anyone by not having a season. How have you guys as players come to grips with that and being able to sort of keep your eye, I guess, on the bigger picture, even though it's like you said, makes you sad to not have a season?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about our culture, right? Like, we don't in the season, how many times when we would have press conferences, when you guys would ask about games 3 weeks ahead, how many times would we focus on, we're worried about this season, this 1 week season? That's how we're built. That's how we're trained. We're worried about now, where our feet are at, our response each and every single day. We're not worried about down the line or what could happen with this and this and that. We're worried about right now. And that's what the row the boat culture is all about. And that's just what we have to do. We just have to keep rowing and trusting in that.
Thank you, Tanner. Thank you, Dave. Let's go to Joe Schmidt with KSTP. Joe, when you're ready, sir.
Okay. Hi, Tanner. I know that mental health is a huge issue in college athletics these days. Do you, as a leader on this team, have to kind of watch your teammates? And is there some pick me up, or we can get through this together kind of stuff going on within the locker room?
Yeah, there definitely is. Well, first and foremost, we have a coaching staff that encourages, the use of the mental health team that we have here at the university with Dr. Carly and her team. And there's a lot of guys in our locker room that'll go see her, myself included, and as a leader, personally, if I go through stuff off the field, on the field, and I can't personally tell somebody to go seek help, talk to somebody about it if I don't do it when I'm struggling. So me personally, I talk to Dr. Carly different times and work through things, because I know that's what I need to do. And so as a leader, on the team, I can feel confident if I can see a guy, hey, like, just talk to her, because there's no stigma about it. There's no stigma about, you're not a man or all that kind of stuff. We don't have that. Like, we know that we have an elite opportunity because we have that. And we take full advantage of it for a variety of different reasons. We have a great team and a great staff here at the U that helps us with that.
I guess if I could follow up on that real quickly, I was talking more specifically with the season being canceled. I mean, there has to be some guys that, I don't want to use the press, but they're down about it.
Yeah. I think it's just goes back to our leadership as a whole, and realizing that we have all this time. What are we going to do with it? You know, we have a lot of time to get a whole lot better as a team. You know, young guys, the freshmen that just got in here, Daniel Jackson, Doug, they can get so much better before they even have an opportunity to play a game at the University of Minnesota. We have so many opportunities for growth that it's going to be phenomenal for us. And obviously, there is a lot of thoughts, emotions that go with this. And each player, we've been behind each other in the locker room, just talking about it. Coaches have been involved in those conversations to just, you know, if there's people that are struggling with it, that they have every opportunity to talk to teammates and to the coaches as well, because we're obviously behind all of our teammates.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Tanner. Let's go to Naomi Gray from Rochester. Naomi, when you're ready.
Hi, Tanner. So as you mentioned, there is now a lot of time and room for growth now that you have this break now with the season being canceled. What are some of your personal goals as you move ahead?
Really, like I don't really put too much stock in personal goals. I think the main thing is just being the best team we can be every Saturday, Friday, Thursday, whatever, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, whatever it may be when we play football. And again, like my goal as like a quarterback is to be, you know, the best I can be for my teammates, you know, whatever that looks like, being the best me every single Saturday, the best Tanner Morgan that I can be. And at the end of the day, winning the football game, winning as many games as possible, taking it 1 week at a time.
Let's go back to Meg Ryan with Star Tribune.
I'm back. Hi, Tanner.
Hi, Meg.
I wanted to also ask you, what has been your thought about this summer? It feels like maybe more than in years past. It's been a summer where college athletes have really found their voice to speak up about whatever they feel is important to them and whatever they want to see be made change. And so part of that was with, you know, the season and wanting better safety measures. There was the Big Ten United, Pac-12 United. You know, there was the push by, that think led by Trevor Lawrence about wanting to play, the We Want to Play movement. And then also just with all the racial equality, you know, the protests and things that have happened this summer, a lot of your teammates have joined in on that too.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to see your perspective of what do you think it is about this era right now that you're seeing more college athletes kind of speak out about what they're passionate about and, you know, what you think about that movement.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I think it's absolutely elite that players are using their voice, using their platform to create change, positive change across the country, whether that be about racial injustice, wanting to play for health and safety. I think it's phenomenal that student athletes are using their voice and understanding that they have a really big platform to create positive change in our country and across college athletics. And I'm really proud of the student athletes that are doing that, honestly.
All right, let's go back to Ryan Burns.
Hey, Tanner, I know I already asked you about the wide receivers, but now I want to ask you about the running backs because you have no Rodney or Shannon next to you this fall. They've obviously played a lot of football. We know what Mo can do, but what have you seen from some of those other younger guys? Because you're going to need another running back or two to kind of help Mo out there.
Yeah, I think we got a lot of depth. Obviously, you know, Mo's Mo. He can do a lot of things and is a big-time leader of our football team. And we have a lot of depth with Bryce Williams, who's taking a lot of snaps, can do a lot of things. Preston Jelen, Cam Wiley, Trey Potts, you know, just a lot of guys, Jason Williamson, a lot of guys that are getting a lot of reps and making the most of it and growing a lot. And I think there's going to be a lot of guys that put themselves in roles to get a lot of carries for us and have big-time roles for us on our offense this year.
Let's go to Matt Fortuna with The Athletic.
Hi, Tanner. Can you, pardon me for the background noise here. Can you take me through the emotions of the last 2 weeks just from a player standpoint? I mean, first, you know, one of your best players announces he's not coming back, and then there's all sorts of rumors and innuendo coming out about what the conference may or may not do, and then they say you can't put on pads, but you can do this, and then they cancel. What was it like processing all that from your standpoint where, you know, at this time of the year, you're used to having an itinerary, you know, a day one, day two, and so forth. How did you deal with all that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't link it to anything in the past because this time in the year, August 17th, we're in the middle of training camp, probably just got done with a scrimmage, something like that. But obviously the past 2 weeks have been crazy, but what it is like, again, it comes back to row the boat culture. You know, we responded and focused on now, and it showed that we have a mature football team because, you know, Twitter's kind of a wild place, and everybody has different takes, and everybody has different things of what's going to happen when the season's going to cancel, going to do this. You know, we had guys getting texts in the locker room before a walkthrough, like, "Oh, sorry, you guys got canceled." Like, what do you mean? We're going to have a walkthrough right now. Like, we never heard that. We're just going to go out and do our jobs. So it showed how mature our team is. And obviously, you know, there was a lot of reports, but our coaches and our team did a great job of just focusing on now what we could control. We could control that maybe we had a lift or we had a meeting or we had a walkthrough, and let's go do it. Let's maximize this opportunity, be the best we can be. And after the cancellation, obviously there was a lot of emotions with that, but then our team came together. And we had, you know, a lot of meetings with coach about the schedule, what could happen. Mark Coyle talked to our team, and it's just about how we can get better, how we're going to grow, and how we're going to make the most out of this time, this opportunity.
Thank you, Tanner. Let's go to Doogie Wolfson, KSTP. Doogie, when you're ready.
Thank you, Paul. Tanner, all the best to your dad. Thank you for doing this. Can you just peel back a layer from today's practice in particular, and just how hard is it for you to be motivated when, truthfully, there really isn't any definitive light at the end of the tunnel?
I mean, it's not very hard. It's an opportunity to go play football. And, you know, there's been a lot of things that are questions in our world with COVID and everything going on. But today we had the opportunity to go out, throw the ball around a little bit in individual, and do some whiz walkthrough periods, you know, against our defense for the first time. So it was awesome. It was an elite opportunity for us. We had a lot of fun just doing it. And I mean, you can think about, well, there's nothing at the end of the tunnel or what's going to happen, but our culture is just about now. When are we going to do this? We're going to do it now. So we're going to get, you know, the most we can out of now. And I mean, it is what it is of what the future may hold. We don't know, but we know that today we can do everything we can to maximize our growth and to get better.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Chip, Star Tribune. Chip, go ahead.
Tanner, this may be so fresh that you may not have the answer to it, but do you know, you talk about the time that you guys have now. Do you have has PJ talked to you guys about maybe how you're going to fill that time and what kind of football related activities you're going to be able to do throughout the rest of the year?
Yeah, I don't think we've had those conversations. Coach is still figuring that stuff out. And obviously Coach is an elite planner. He loves to plan things out, you know, with 7 different schedules and all kinds of different stuff. So I know Coach is going to have an elite plan for us. That's going to maximize our growth, football wise, training wise, you know, with all the stuff that's going on when we get things rolling.
Thanks, Tanner.
All right, we have 2 more questions in the queue. So we'll finish with Andy Greeter, and then we'll finish with Jeff Waller from Fox 9. So let's go to Andy first.
Tanner, I wanted to ask you about your relationship with Mike Sanford. What has that been like over the last couple of months, and what have you taken from him as you guys had a little bit of camp?
Yeah, it's been elite. Coach is phenomenal. It's awesome being in the meeting rooms, hearing his knowledge of the game and the different quarterbacks that he's coached that have had tremendous success in college football, and then also at the next level too. But he's full of energy, man, and he brings it every day to our meeting rooms to practice, and he does an elite job of the details, focusing on a little footwork thing. If you know your pinky toe step was out of line or you stepped 7 inches instead of 6, we're going to address it and find a way to fix it. And that's what I really appreciate about Coach is he coaches us every day, and he's always there for us. Our room has grown a lot closer, and it's really cool to be coached by Coach Sanford. And I really appreciated the work that he's put in the past couple of months. And it's just really elite.
All right. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Tanner. We'll finish last question. Jeff Wall at Fox 9.
Hi, Tanner. Thanks for doing this. Wish everything is good with your dad and all that. And kind of piggybacking off that, in the midst of a global pandemic with this health scare, what was it like to kind of go through that as a family? And given the culture that this football program has, what was the response like from the coaches and your teammates when one of their teammates is going through a hard time with his family?
Yeah. Thank you for the question. Obviously there was, a little roller coaster of emotions, but, our culture, is all about responding and worrying about now. And I'll tell you what, you want to talk about a coaching staff that is invested in their players, overall mental health and everything like that. Coach Fleck, Coach Sanford, the coaches on the staff went above and beyond for my family. You know, talking to my dad, calling me, you know, wanting them to, you know, they were the first people I called when my dad got out of surgery. Coach Fleck and Coach Sanford, like right away. Those are the people I called. They were there the whole time throughout the process, and still are. And you know, I'm genuinely grateful for that, because our coaches really do care about us as people, not just as players and what we do on the field, what our statistics are, how we produce. They care about the struggles that we have off the field, and they consider themselves, you know, educators, and they find ways to teach us, you know, amazing things through life. And you know, my teammates were always right there for me, and I'm just really grateful for that. And as a family, obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on, but it was a great opportunity to testify and grow in faith, you know, with, you know, earthly trials that go on, and to really just trust in God, that His plan is amazing. You know, whether it may be good or bad things that happen to you on this world, and we may have all the questions in the world for God, to Jesus, and all these different things, but all we know is that He's here for us. The Holy Spirit is with us, and personally, seeing my dad's growth in his faith is, it's just amazing, because I know where he's going to spend the rest of his life, where he's going to spend his eternal life, you know, with Jesus and in heaven, and that means more than anything. And obviously, that's just what's really important. So yeah, it's been an opportunity for us to grow closer as a family, for sure.
All right. Thank you, Tanner. I want to thank everyone for joining us too. We'll be sure to share video and audio of this press conference in our digital press box, and I'll email that linked out. So thank you again, Tanner, and thank you all the media for joining us.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Tanner. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Tanner.